Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Voice audible, sir?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Sound okay. Volume okay, yeah?
You're audible, sir.
Volume okay? Volume okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening, sir.
Dr. Kishore from Bangalore, Harvey Teachers College.
Thank you, sir. Very happy to talk to you. Thank you for
Thank you, sir.
joining with us.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Screen is okay, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay. So check whether screen moves, check. Moving, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Moving, sir. Moving.
Okay.
Good evening to one and all present here. A very warm welcome you all for Day 10 International Faculty Development Program on Teaching, Learning and Assessing in 2030. I feel privileged to have each and every one of you here today joining us in this educational excellence organized by Department of Physics, SRM, Institute of Science and Technology, Ramapuram campus. Today's speaker is our HOD sir, Dr. N. Ashokan, and he discussed on develop competence, strengthen strength, attain personal mastery to enhance teaching competence. He was the former director, dean, and principal of leading educational institution at Tamil Nadu, India. He has 25 years of experience in the development of sound educational institutions, demonstrated excellence in determining and formulating policies, executing and implementing strategy, and provide overall direction to growth. Deft in planning, directing, and facilitating operations at highest level of management. Enterprising leader with ability to deal with people and process across level and from diverse background. He has obtained his full-time PhD in Material Science Engineering Education from NITTR, Chennai University of Madras, ME from Regional Engineering College, Tiruchi, MSc from National College, Tiruchi. He has expertise in taxonomy of teaching, learning, and assessing process, revised Bloom taxonomy, constructing MCQs, FDP on academic delivery and academic audit, micro and macro teaching, performance excellence, etc. So he has trained more than 34 professionals throughout India and created 7,000 e-content design using Canva. He has developed an innovative pedagogy, staff structured syllabus model based on revised Bloom taxonomy and implemented successfully. He is an advisory, editorial, and reviewer for more than 5 journals. He has published more than 3 books in the title A Textbook of Higher Order Cognitive Abilities, Concept 3, Learning Outcome-Based Education. And also he verified and corrected more than 25,000 MCQs for online exam. He is a life member of ISTE and received Best Paper Award in 12th ISTE Annual Convocation of Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry section. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much, and warm greetings and very good evening to all the participants. We are very thankful to all the participants for registering and participating in all the 15 days International Online Faculty Development Program on Teaching, Learning and Assessing in 2030. Yeah, we are very happy that I personally thank all the participants for your continuous solid support. And I also request the same support. In fact, one of the resource person from Griffith University, Australia, is supposed to join today, but due to her personal emergency, she is not able to deliver today. So she requested to deliver on 23rd at the same time. So I request all the participants to extend one more day, and that's why today's put instead of putting 15-day international, I changed it to 16-day international FDP program. Okay. So today's topic that I would like to discuss about in general about that how the individual teaching faculties develop the competency and strengthen their strength and attain the personal mastery to enhance the teaching competency, not only enhance the teaching competency and developing their educational leadership. So I'm personally, my personal mission is helping the teachers to improve their teaching competency and developing their education leadership. So that is why I took this topic to discuss along with you on that. So it's not only, I understand that some of the participants from all over the world, out of this teaching profession, also some participants join with us. Thank you for their joining that. So this topic is definitely will helpful for all the participants, irrespective of their profession. So mainly we focus only on the teachers, but applicable to all the profession also, right? So first we start with this developing competency. This is my own framework. I put it in competency with 6 different attributes. It's a combination. The competency, according to my framework, is part of knowledge, part of skill, part of talent, part of technology, and part of mindset, and part of attitude. So the combination of all these things, I frame this framework. I call it as the competency. This is according to my definition, right? So we'll see one by one how it is that, what is knowledge, what is skill, what is talent, how it is going to help to develop the competency. So what is the next level of first level developing competency, second level strengthen your strength, and third highest level I'm talking about personal mastery. So these are first level we discuss about what is that competency is there, right? First attribute we'll discuss what is the knowledge is there. If I ask you what is the knowledge, definitely everybody will give the excellent answer. Basically we'll give knowledge is information, knowledge is power, all these things. And during our inaugurations, the Vice Chancellor Madam, Dr. Bharati Madam says that knowledge is different, information is different. So unless knowledge has been thoroughly understood and applied in the situation to solve the problem, that information will not be converted into knowledge. That was a beautiful explanation that Madam has given during the inauguration. That. So now knowledge, if you say that according to this Benjamin Bloom's, their students, Anderson says that the term knowledge to reflect our belief that discipline means I'm talking about, it may be physics, it may be chemistry, it may be mathematics, it may be history, anything that the disciplines are constantly changing and evolving in terms of the knowledge that shares a consensus of acceptance within the discipline or professionals. So when we create the new knowledge, we put it into this in front of all the professionals in the professional forum, that then we come to some common understanding that yes, this is a new knowledge created, that everybody is accepted in this world. That's why we use the word consensus of acceptance within the discipline, within this domain of the domain subjects specific that we call it. So this is a very basic abstract language definition is there. Okay. So you know that knowledge is dynamic, it's not fixed. So that is we have to keep it always in mind that. So according to my experience, I divide this knowledge into two categories. If you go Google it, there are 21 types of knowledge is there. There are 21 types of knowledge is there. So according to my experience, I put the knowledge into two categories. One is so far constant, another one is continuously changing. What I mean so far constant is that, say, for example, if you take Newton's third law, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction is there. This is Newton's third law on gravitation, right? So this Newton was invented and generate the new information that Newton's third law is there. But so far as on today, as of right now, no scientist or researcher has challenged that Newton's third law, which means that so far it is constant. When it is changed, this scientists or researchers challenges these old information, old knowledge, then they say that that knowledge is obsolete, that is not valid. So this is the new information when the new knowledge they created, then only that so far constant will change into the new knowledge. So in that sense, so far certain knowledge is constant, right? Now, knowledge is dynamic. Yes, if you take about this artificial intelligence, computer science, especially on any branch of field of study, now the new knowledge is continuously coming up. Daily new knowledge is coming up. So, okay. So that another type of knowledge, which means that the old knowledge or new knowledge, old knowledge is challenged by the scientists or researchers, thereby they're creating the new knowledge, or even the new field, new inventions also. Through the new inventions also, researchers and scientists are creating the new knowledge. In that sense, that new knowledge is coming up, right? So knowledge is anyhow continuously changing on that. Now, as a teacher, on any field, if you as a professional, I generally say professionals, in which field I am working on that. So I have to very conscious, I have to be alert. What are the knowledge I gained so far is so far constant. Okay, I need not worry about that because already I master in that. But I have to be very careful about, alert about what are the knowledges in my field related to my work is continuously changing. I have to be alert and I have to be learned daily on daily basis, which means that I have to remove the old knowledge where the new knowledge is coming up. That is why we use the word unlearn and relearn. This is the real meaning of that. So when I have some knowledge, that knowledge has been challenged by the researchers and scientists, it will become obsolete and the new knowledge is being created. So I have to remove from my long-term memory the old knowledge. I have to unlearn it. I have to relearn the new knowledge is coming up. So that is why I put the two type of knowledge is there. So just think about in your profession, in your field of work, what are the knowledge is constant, what are the knowledge is continuously changing. So what is your methodology? What is your strategy to continuously update your knowledge? That matters a lot. So what is your strategy to update your knowledge continuously, the continuously change? So what is the strategy you are adopting to unlearn your knowledge and relearn the knowledge? That matters a lot. That is a fundamental thing, that the strategy you are applying to apply to continuously learning, continuously unlearning. What is the strategy you are applying? That matters. That is the first attribute of the competence, right? Second, so knowledge can be transferred from one person to another person. That is why we are teachers. We are taking discussing a lot of information inside the classrooms. So in the classrooms, our basic assumption is that, so whenever we go and discuss with some kind of concept applications, we discuss with our students, we strongly believe that the knowledge has been transferred from teachers to the learners. So knowledge can be transferred from one person to another person. Right? There is no doubt about it. Second attribute, I'm coming that to the skill. And many people misunderstood that skill is different, knowledge is different. Not at all. Skill is, if you want to define very exactly, how to accomplish a particular task step by step. How to accomplish a particular task step by step. That we call it as the skill. So step by step is very important. That so the skill we call it as the procedural knowledge. So how to do accomplish a particular activity, how to do a particular activity step by step, we call it as a procedural knowledge. So when we talk about the skill, the procedural knowledge is embedded with that. The procedural knowledge is embedded with that. So skill is not different, knowledge is not different. So one procedural knowledge is one of the knowledge out of 21 different type of knowledge. So procedural knowledge is embedded with the skill, how to do a particular activity. And skill is related to the role what you are playing on that. So if you take, if you say I'm a teacher in any education institutions, so what are the different roles I'm playing that? So when I go to the class, I'm playing the role of teacher. So when I go to the examination hall, I'm doing the role of invigilator. When I ask to submit the question paper for conducting any kind of examination, I'm playing the role of question paper setter. So when students having some learning difficulties, I'm calling them separately, I'm discussing with them, which means that I'm playing the role of counselor. I'm counseling the students. So a teacher, not only a teacher, a person playing different number of roles in their day-to-day activities. So skill means it is related to the what is the role I'm playing with that, not related to my designation, not related to my individual name or something else that. So what is the role I'm playing? That related to role, particular role, each skill is different. That right. So how to develop the skill or self? The best way to teach a skill is break down the entire performance into step by step, so that you can do one by one, one by one, one by one. You get master, and totally you can able to master the entire skill. If, for example, if you take it up, programming skills, say for example, C++ or Java programming skill is there. So all of a sudden you can't write something a big program for that. So first you should know what are the different syntax are there. First you should know how to enter into the Java programming inside the computer and coming out of that. What is the basic things we have to do? What is the small index we want to know? What is the grammar related to that Java programming? Then go for small programming. So 3 lines program, 2 lines program, simple logic. Then slowly you can, so that by doing that, you can able to build up the confidence slowly, then you can able to do a big program. So it means that any skill, if you want to master the skills, first to break down into small steps. First to do one step, get master in, go to the next step. That definitely we can able to master any skill. So the best way to develop a skill is the practice. So practice, right? So the skill is a procedural knowledge. If you want to master in that, is a practice. Practice is the only way to mastering any kind of skill is there. So skill also can be transferred from one person to another person. So any skill I can teach you, definitely you can able to learn. You can able to become master in. So there is no difficulty, nothing wrong in that, right? So if I want to become a master in any particular skills, how many hours I want to practice? So there is a book called this, written by Malcolm Gladwell, called the Outliers is there. So in that book, he mentioned that of course, out of the research, we need 10,000 hours to practice if you want to become number one in this world. If you talk about this Bill Gates or Tiger Woods or Tendulkar or Shah Rukh Khan, any top people in this world, irrespective of their field, already they crossed 10,000 hours of practicing on that. That is why they are becoming number one in this world. So if you want to become a master in, if you want to say I'm a professional, minimum we needed 4,800 hours practice we need it. And if you say that I'm a good teacher, good in this profession, I need practice for 7,800 hours. So the moment you complete this 4,600 hours, then I can say that I'm a professional teaching profession or any other profession. I can able to tell that. Now the question is, again, the same thing is applicable to the students. if we want to develop some kind of programming skills, for examples, for our students, how much time and space we are giving for the practice, that matters a lot. So in the timetable, we have that how many hours, number of hours we are giving practice for the students if they want to really develop this particular skill, develop for the mastering a particular skill, how much hour we are giving that. Not only that, as an individuals, how many hours I put into practice. Suppose if I want to become a master in particular skill, that matters on. So number of hours practicing per day matters a lot if you want to become the master of the any skills. Now, again, the research says that all the 10, if you put the 10,000 hours practice is sufficient. No, not at all. Again, there's another gentleman called this Erickson is there, another social psychologist. He discovered that another practice, they call it as a deliberate practice. So what is a deliberate practice? Says that deliberate practice says there are 4 components available for the deliberate practice. Number 1 is, first you have to define the goal. Define the goal, I'm talking about that. What is the, within the particular skill, which level you want to attain, master it. Say for example, driving, if you say for simple example, I'm talking about that, driving. So whether you want to drive within your colony, within your space, that is first level, right? Then if you want to drive the vehicle in the heavy traffic, that's another type of skill, you want to master it. Suppose if you want to drive the vehicle in the national highways, altogether that skill is totally different. Suppose if you want to drive the vehicle in the race course, that skill is totally altogether different. So what is the level of mastery you want to achieve in any particular skills? For example, you take the Excel. So if you want to Excel, what is the level you want to master it? Suppose I want to enter the data, I want to take the some printouts or some format, some report, I want to take it. That's the first level. Then what is the second level? Suppose if you want to take, you want to use the pivot tables, you want to create these dashboards, and that's the second level. And third level, suppose some 50,000 data are given in the Excel. How do you go to manage? So what is the next level you want to master in? So within the particular skill, which level of mastery we want to practice, you want to attain, that is the goal I'm talking about. Define the goal. Second one is this absolute focus. So absolute focus means as a distraction-free concentration you need it if you want to put it in the practice. So every day you practice that, you have to practice, that is distraction-free concentration, you have to put it to the practice. That we call it as the absolute focus. Third one is that immediate feedback. There you need definitely some kind of mentors or coach. So without the help of mentor or coach, you cannot become the master in any of the professions. So what is their role? So the mentor or coach, they will rightly tell you on which is the catch point you want to focus more on it. So that kind of positive feedback they will give. So yesterday also we discussed about this Michael Murphy professor talking about the feedback. So feedback is the cornerstone of the deliberate practice. Feedback is very, very important that. So there you need the mentor or coach. As a teacher, we must play the mentor coach role for our students. When our students are not able to find it any learning difficulties, we have to give the right kind of feedback where they can able to break down that some struggle or find out something on that so that they can able to move further. That is another one. So the fourth one is a desired difficulty. Say, whenever the coach or mentor giving the feedback to you where you want to focus on it, next time when you do the practice, you have to incorporate that feedback so that you can able to do the practice, same practice. So every time the mentor or coach giving the feedback, immediately next, whenever you do the next time practice, you have to implement it. That is why we call it as the desired difficulty, which means that every day you practice, you have to practice in the discomfort zone. You can't, in the comfort zone, you can't do repeatedly practice. That is no use of it. So every time you practice that in the discomfort zone, then only your competence, your mastery level will increase. So this is the deliberate practice on that. So this is the second component we want to discuss about that, right? So skill can transfer from one person to another person. So anybody can develop this skill, any kind of skills. Absolutely, there is no difficulty on it. So anyone can able to develop the skill. So knowledge also can be imparted from one person to another person. Skill also can be transferred from one person to another person. Anybody can do 10,000 hours of deliberate practice. Anybody can become number one in this world. Third component, where we come talking about this talent. So talent, this is very difficult to define because it has a different definition of different people, and each people, each set of researchers has their own research findings also. So some group of researchers says that talent also like a skill, anybody can develop doing 10,000 hours practice, deliberate practice. Some other researchers have their own findings that no, talent cannot be developed. They say that talent is the inborn characteristics. One cannot change, one cannot develop the talent. Okay. So with that, there is a management consultancy called Gallup. They have done the research more than 25 years, and they define this how 25 years research all over the world. They are discussing with this corporate managers, how they able to top performing managers or top performing employees are working, what is the pattern they have. All this done research more than 25 years. There is a company called Gallup. They define, they give the excellent definition on that. That's why I put it here. A recurring pattern of feelings, thoughts, actions, or behaviors productively applied. That's the definition of the talent they are telling out of their own research, right? So I'm telling that some researchers, yes, they have their own research output that talent is inborn characteristics, not transferable. Some they claim that talent can be also developed through deliberate practice. So according to me, I out of my own experience, when I discuss with the people, observing the people, the performance, other things, I stick on to that talent is the inborn characteristics, which cannot be transferred from one person to another person. That's the stand I want to take it up. So I leave it to the participant, whichever they want to take it. So then if you say talent is inborn characteristics, what's the difference between the talent and the skill? So talent relieves something more important, how well and how often you can able to do it. For example, good art. Whereas skill is determined if you can able to do something on that. Suppose if I ask you, if I ask you to give some report on the Excel, you say that I do not know. Then I tell you, you have practice, learn from somebody else, you can able to produce. Yes, okay, I'll do. So you go, you learn it, you can able to produce the result, you give a result, then you just leave it. That is called the skill. You are not practicing the talent, it's a skill. But if you have the talent on preparing the report, if you are very fond of your numbers, if you can able to see some of the people, they're very fond about the numbers. If I ask the people that they are very fond of the playing games with the numbers, if I ask the people to produce a report, they will produce a beautiful report which you can't expect. That level report is totally altogether different. That is excellent level they can able to produce the same report. So that's the difference between this talent and the skill is there, right? So now I want to compare all the three. What is talent, skill, knowledge is there now. So knowledge and skill are situation specific. It has the limitations. When you go to the new situation, when you come across a new problem, whatever the knowledge already you possess, whatever the skill already you practice will not work out. When you're able to go to the new situation, new place, when you face a new problem to solve, whatever the knowledge already you gain, whatever the skill already practice will not work out to help. Whereas your inborn characteristics will help you to solve any new kind of situation problems. Any new kind of new situations you can able to tackle it, solve it. So that's the difference between this knowledge and skill and with the talent. So talent is unteachable, it's an inborn characteristic. Whereas the situation changes, your knowledge, skill will not work out. Your talent only will work out, right? The fourth attributes I'm talking about the technology. So technology, people always, even now the people about worried about this AI. They worried. We need not worry about this. No technology can replace the human being. This is very, very, very fundamental, strong is there. So how I can able to say, just if you have a clear understanding, basic understanding of the technology, you can able to understand that. So technology means it's a scope for, if there is any scope for design in any of the area, there only the technology will come in the picture. So what is the design? So I want to compromise between the theory and practice with restricted to the code of conduct. Then only I can able to design, I can able to create that. So this is the basic definition of design and technology. So if you see the evolution of the technology, technology was originally used to connect the business and internal process. First, they started that. And after this introduction of this internet web of science, it has been connected with the people as well as with the business. Now the technology connect people, business, and things like IoT, Internet of Things. Now this Industry 4.0, Industry 5.0 is coming up. Now integrate technology for various process enhancement integrations is coming up. Now, depending upon our financial status, depending upon our resource availability, we need to now choose which technology I want to use it. So again, I put it in general three categories. What is yesterday's technology, today's technology, and tomorrow's technology? It is up to the individuals to decide which is today's technology. For me, see, this technology may be yesterday's technology. So you have to decide. So if I want to solve the today's problem, which today's technology I want to use it? Of course, purely based upon your resource availability or financial status. So if I want to solve the today's problem, definitely I want to use today's technology or tomorrow's technology, not with yesterday's technology. If you try to solve the today's problem with yesterday's technology, you can't solve the problem. It's very difficult on that. In that sense, you have to get along with the technologies going up. Of course, again, repeatedly I'm telling that's purely available based upon availability of the resources. So how far you are traveling along with the technological advancement is one of the very, very important factor to develop the competency on that, right? Again, I want to make it is very clear on that about the technology. So the technology can be an accelerator, not the creator of the momentum, which means that technology cannot change A into B. Please have the clear basic understanding that technology cannot be converted A into B, right? So what technology can do? Technology can speed up the process. So where that speed, it's unimaginable speed, human cannot do it. But how the speed has been decided by the technology, that decided by the human being only. So this is the clarity we want to have it on that. So before employing any technology, have a thorough understanding about the technology, right? Without thorough understanding of the technology, do not employ the technology in your day-to-day process. Because if you do not have the complete understanding of the technology, definitely it will backfire. It will definitely backfire. So before employing any technologies, incorporating any technologies, thorough understanding about this. What is the pros and consequences? If I do something like this, what could be its effect? All these things thoroughly understand, then only can able to apply any kind of technology. Okay. So the real question is not what is the role of technology, whereas how as a human being, we are thinking about the technology. As an individual, as an organization, how we are thinking about that. That's very, very important. That thinking process is very, very important. So that is why that in his Good to Great book, I'm just showing the book. This is a Good to Great book. Okay. So in this book, Jim Collins says that no technology can turn the wrong people into right people. No technology will help you to improve your people performance. So no technology create a culture of discipline. So technology is there. Yes, technology will help us to enhance whatever the activities we do, but technology cannot be completely can't do anything at all. So this is the basic understanding everyone should have that in mind. Next one is this mindset. I'm talking about this. When you say mindset, yes, mindset is the way people think about their ability. So what is my ability? What I am thinking about my ability. That's very, very important. That is a mindset. Whether I having the limiting beliefs, whether I have these doubts, whether I have this fear, whether I have, if I want to accomplish particular task, whether do I have the confidence to accomplish the task with respect to the expected performance? That matters a lot. So changing the way you think to fulfill your potential. So what you think about your ability, that really matters a lot, right? So we have this. There are 4 types of mindset I would like to discuss here. Of course, there are so many mindsets, or even mindsets there. First, There are fixed mindset and growth mindset is there. Okay, so again, I would like to show this is another book is there, Mindset by what is that? Dr. Carol Dweck is a beautiful book. You can able to see a lot of research output experience they're discussing about what's the difference between this fixed mindset and the growth mindset is there. Okay, so we'll see one by one what is that. There are 4 mindsets. First one is fixed mindset and growth mindset. People what they think about. So fixed mindset people always think that they have the tendency that if that certain level of competency I have that is very limited that I cannot change. So what the people always think that it's my fate. Otherwise, people used to say that. So they have this low self-esteem. They say this is what I can able to do. I can't go beyond that. This is some kind of things. This kind of we call it as this fixed mindset. Whereas this growth mindset, people always think that yes, through the hard work and effort, definitely I can able to achieve this. People always think what next, what next, what next. Just simply go that. So that's the basic difference between the fixed mindset and growth mindset is there, right? And again, these fixed mindsets, people always think about these performance goals. Whereas the growth mindset, people always having the learning goal. So what is a performance goal and learning goal? So for example, in terms of students, if you talk about that, if you're teaching some subjects, what is the purpose of people studying that? Some students may have that they want to score 75 marks in this subject. That is the goal, they fix it up. So they'll try all their hard work, everything, they score 75. They don't want to go beyond that. They after the examination, they forget the subject, they never bother about the marks or subject. Which means that I want to achieve something, I'm achieving that. What for you're achieving, we do not know that. You asked me to do that, so I achieved it. So that we call it as a performance goal. Whereas learning goal is even I am aim to score 75. I scored only 60. I don't bother because I focus on the learning process. What is the different kind of learning experience I gained through to score 75? I focus on the learning process, not on the mark, that final mark outcome. So that we call it as the learning goal. So growth mindset people always have the learning goals, whereas fixed mindset people always have the performance goal. They always focus on performance. They don't want, they never focus on the learning. Whereas growth mindset people always focus on the process, learning process. Through the learning process, they learn a lot of things. Then finally, automatically that achievement will come, performance will come. So they ask, how did I do? Whereas how I can do better next time. They always think about that. And this is a beautiful, a very interesting story. I think this story is there in all languages in the world. The race between this hare and tortoise. So this hare has this fixed mindset, whereas tortoise has the growth mindset. So how it is that? So hare, they believe that his innate ability would always mean that he would win whatever he did. So that is why every time he is always every time it's defeated, he wanted to again strongly have that feeling that yes, I will win on that. Whereas coming to this tortoise, it has why every time he is accepting the challenge, irrespective of that conditions of this race course, because it has the growth mindset. It has a very strong belief that yes, irrespective of changing the race course or the path, it is always willing to challenge with the care. So this is the difference between the fixed mindset and growth mindset. Okay, so if you Google it, there are so many things listed out with this fixed mindset and growth mindset. It is better to you whenever you have the opportunity. You can read this book. It will give the more than 100 examples all over the world how the people are successful people in different organizations, different field, with a lot of examples. People is the author has discussed on it, right? So the good news is that there is every possibility you can able to change your fixed mindset into the growth mindset. Say there is no constant rule or guidelines. These kind of people will have fixed mindset. These kind of people have a growth mindset. Not like that. For example, if you take myself, for doing this one particular activity, I may have the fixed mindset. For doing the other activity, I have the growth mindset also. So even with the same people, depending upon the activity, I may have for one activity, I have fixed mindset. I have for another activity, I have my growth mindset. Why I'm telling that? when your competency is not fulfilled the expected performance, you have to think whether this mindset is the problem. If you understand, yes, this particular activity I'm not able to do to the expected level of performance is because of my mindset. You can change your mindset, you can be able to achieve it. That's why this is a good news that everybody can able to change their mindset to the required level. Okay. And next to third level is the service mindset. So I always have the service mindset. We'll also talk about this leadership. Service leaders also, we can have one kind of leaders are there. So what is that? They're doing that. They're always focusing on creating the value, loyalty, trust with others. So that's that kind of service they will do, that kind of service mindset they give. So if you can be able to see, definitely come across in your profession, teaching profession, that some teachers are always helping the students in all aspects, irrespective of what are the sufferings they have. Definitely they have always helped the people. Thereby, they are focusing on creating the value for their profession. They are creating the loyalty among the peer group, and they are creating the trust among the stakeholders. So that mindset, we call it as a service mindset is there. So the fourth one, we call it as this others fight first mindset. What is that? Whenever I'm coming to that, I always seek, so what can I help you? What can I do for you? What can I offer to you? Instead of asking the questions, what can I get? So when you go to the workplace or when you go to the classroom, you always think about that. What can I offer you? How do I help to you? This we call it as others first mindset. If you start working on others first mindset, you always work for others' priority, other people's priority. Your responsibilities, your work will automatically cover up. Amazing things will happen. Amazing things will happen. This already I experienced it. Out of own experience, only I'm telling that. So there are four types of mindset is there: fixed mindset, growth mindset, service mindset, others first mindset. So depending upon every activity, you can change your mindset. Absolutely, there is no. Sometimes you can have the others mindset. Sometimes you have the service mindset. Some activity you have the growth mindset. So don't have the fixed mindset. That is very difficult. You hold it right. So next, fifth attribute is this attitude. So attitude, of course, we are already very familiar word with that. So after this pandemic, the definition of the attitudes is a change. So do you have the openness to new ideas? That's kind of which means that you have the attitude. You have the attitude to listen to the new ideas to solve the problems. Do you have the eagerness to listen others' ideas, others' concepts? Then do you have the desire to grow? Are you flexible? Are you flexible? These are the four questions we need to ask because these are all nowadays related to the attitude problems. So when I'm not able to accomplish particular task, whether I have the right kind of attitude. What is right kind of attitude? Whether I am openness to new ideas, whether I'm listening to some peer groups, whether I'm listening to my students, but do I have the desire for my own personal growth and development? And do I have the flexibility? So to what extent I have the flexibility, whether I have the flexibility for 20%, 30%, all depending upon the situations we have to do that. So this is a fifth attribute. I'll talk about that. So these are the six attributes. I frame my own framework. We call it as the competency. Again, repeat that the competency is the part of knowledge, part of skill, part of technology, part of talent, part of growth mindset, and part of attitude. Now I put it in the mathematical equation that so competency equals knowledge multiplication by skill, multiplication by talent, multiplication by technology, multiplication by mindset, multiplication by attitude. Why I put it in multiplication that? So for example, if you take that, suppose if I want to accomplish particular task, say for example, setting the question paper, setting the right side of question paper. So the examination skill maybe ask you to submit your question paper on or before next Friday. Okay. So what is your what is immediately coming in your mind immediately if you get this information that somebody will think that some question paper they ask that, so I have to submit within 2-3 days. Somebody thinks it's only next Friday is then we'll see next after Wednesday we'll start thinking of that. And people sometimes they may forget it. So some people think that yes, Friday only they're asking me to submit. I can able to submit on Friday, or I can even give it to their last try like this. I can able to give on Saturday, no issues at all. So these are the 4-5 different. So each individuals think in different way. If I ask you to submit the question paper on or before that, so that is one task. One task is given to you. So this is one. Now, why I'm not able to submit the question paper on or before Friday? That's the question now. It comes that why. So do you have the sufficient knowledge to set the question paper? Yes. Then why I'm not able to submit? Do I have the skill? Do you have the practice of setting the question paper? Yes, I am 10 years old. I can able to set any kind of question paper. Then why I'm not able to submit it? Do you have the right kind of technology to submit the question paper? Whether they asked in the Google form or whether they asked at any platform or anything on Google Drive, something like that. Yes, I'm conversant with it. Then why I'm not able to submit on or before date? Do you have the mindset? Yes, I have the mindset. I have the problem with that. So because of the fixed mindset only, I'm not able to submit that. So I have to change the mindset. So I have to submit the question paper. Do you have the attitude? Yes, I have the attitude. Then why you are not able to submit the question paper? So this is the way you have to analyze it. If I am not able to perform a particular task with respect to the expected level of performance, we need to analyze why I am not able to do it. Is it due to because of a lack of knowledge, lack of skill, lack of talent, lack of technology, lack of mindset, or lack of attitude? If you're able to know, then immediately you can catch up, you can correct yourself, you can able to give it that. Then what is the importance of the multiplication factor is there? So suppose a new task is coming up to do something. If I ask you to rate for completing particular task, what is your level of knowledge to complete the particular task? And when I ask you to range from 0 to 10, you can say that, yes, I have the 5. What is the skill? I have the 7. What is the talent? I have 6. What is the technology? I have 0. So if you have any one of the attribute is 0, and if you have all other attribute maximum 10, you can't complete the work. There is no use, there is no competency on that. So that is why I emphasize on the multiplication factor. If I have the knowledge factor is having the 10 scale, but I don't have the skill is 0 scale, there is no use of knowledge I'm having in the 10 scale. So that is why this multiplication factors matters a lot, right? So this is the way competency. So competency, if I want to again define, is the state or quality of an individual's work. Competency is the state or quality of an individual's work. Okay. So what is that state or quality of an individual work? Again, I want to define what is quality. So the quality is the word, is a very big word, is a very highly complex. It's very difficult to define also, because again, the quality also, the definition of the quality will always change with respect to the context. So when the context changes, the definition of the quality also will change. So out of my own experience, I put the definition of the quality, or I measured in terms of quality, in terms of my effectiveness or outcome. I put it in the mathematical equations. That is the ratio between what is maximum possible for me and what actually I did. This is my quality. For example, this session starts by 6 o'clock. So what is the maximum possible for me to join this session? Definitely I can able to join 5:45, 5:50, 5:55, 5:58 also I can able to join. But actually what time I join it? I join 5:45. Yes, you have this, your effectiveness is more than 100%. I joined exactly 6 o'clock. You have exactly your effectiveness 100%. I joined 6 to 10. Your effectiveness is 90%. So for every activity, we need to measure what is my quality of this particular activity. So in terms of what is maximum possible for me, what actually I did. If you start observing this, for example, college starts, your workplace starts by 9 o'clock morning. So in the month, take 30 days. So what is the maximum possible you can able to go to the college if college starts by 9 o'clock? 8:30, 8:45, 8:50, you can do. So how many days you go to the college before 9 o'clock? How many days you go to the college workplace exactly 9 o'clock? How many days you go to the college after 9 o'clock? So in the month, 30 days. if we start observing this data, definitely every individual can able to improve the quality on particular activity. So each activity, if you want to improve the performance, you measure your own active quality. So definitely you can able to improve the quality. Second one is individuals daily quality, daily performance. So I have to do daily 10 activities. So out of at the evening, at the night, you just measure it. Out of 10 activities, how many activities I can able, my effectiveness is more than 100%, more than exactly 100% and less than 100%. Out of 10 activities, what is 5 activities, what is maximum possible for me? Yes, exactly, I did. 2 activities, what is maximum possible for me? I am not able to do that. Another 2 activities, yes, exactly, I did what is expected. So this is the way one has to measure the quality of the individuals on daily basis also. So for every activity, you can measure quality. On daily basis also, you can measure quality for the same formula. That's why I'm talking about that. Competency is the state or quality of an individual work. What is the quality? This is what the quality is there. So competency is coming that, do you have the ability along with the desire to get the job done? Desire to get the job done. So do you have the desire? No one can force you to have it. No one has it. It's an intrinsic motivation. So out of intrinsic motivation only, you have the desire to get the job done, get the things done. So that we call it as a competency on that. So professionals can able to develop the competency through education, training, experience. That is why we are doing this program also is that. So to improve the teaching competency only, this 16 days program we are doing on that. So competency again is acquired through what is learned by the learner rather than what is taught to the learner. That's very important difference between the learning and competency is there. So competency is acquired through what is learned by the learner, not rather than what is taught to the learner, right? So these are the different competencies you can able to do: the curriculum development and student engagement, course delivery, professionals assessment. There are different competencies are there. So every competencies, please think about in terms of knowledge, skill, talent, technology, attitude, mindset, right? So this is the first fundamental level of developing the competency, right? This is my own, out of my own experience, I put the framework. Competency is a part of knowledge, part of skill, part of talent, part of technology, part of mindset, and part of attitude. Now, next level, if you go this, strength and strength. Strength and strength. So what is the definition of the strength? Again, this is the Gallup that the management consultancy has done a lot of research and found that, so any activity you do consistently near perfect performance, that is your strength. So we can't have 100% perfect. There is no 100% perfect. If you reach the 100% perfect, which means that you are coming to the zero. So there is no perfect, 100% perfect. You are talking about the near perfect, because there is every scope for improvement. When there is every scope for the improvement, we can't fix this is there is no definition for perfectness, because there is every scope for improvement. So we can go able to near performance. That. So can you just think about yourself? What is the activity you consistently do near perfect performance? Or I ask the other question is this. So what is the activity you do yourself excellently, repeatedly, happily, and successfully without anybody's instruction? Without anybody's instructions. So please think about any activities you do repeatedly. Every time you do excellently. Every time you do some kind of improvement. You do very happily. And you do that successfully, you are doing that without anybody's instruction. That activity is your strength. So what is the basis for the strength? The competency is the basis for the strength. Right? This is the way you have to build the strength. What do you want to earn that? And coming to this, another point is weakness. So you can able to observe that some of the activities, some people effortlessly they can able to do. Some people, for the same activity, they find it a lot of difficulty to accomplish that particular activities. So the weakness is not related to the individuals. First, have a clear understand that. So whenever you're dealing with, especially with the students, never ever think about that student, this students having some kind of weakness. Not that. Though no individual having any weakness, right? Every individuals having the plenty of strength and strength they have. It is our responsibility to identify what is the strength. Then based upon the strength, we have to build up something on that. We have to play the game. Okay, so now weakness is not related to the individual. Weakness is related to the role again. When talking about the skill is related to the role. Again, weakness is also related to the role. So one common observation I'm talking about among the teachers is there. Whenever we ask the teachers to go for the 3 hours invigilation duty, everybody is hesitant to go. I mean, more than 75% of the staff members find it difficult to go for the 3 hours invigilation duty. That maybe 10 to 20% people happily do that. So which means that if I find it difficult to do the 3 hours invigilation duty, that in which doing the invigilation duty is my weakness. So I'm as an invigilator, my role, my designation, my profession is teaching. My profession is teaching. My designation is assistant professor or professor. My role is invigilator. This is a difference. Please have the clarity on that. So my profession is teaching. My designation is assistant professor or professor. My role is invigilation duty, invigilator. So that doing the invigilation work is find it difficult for me, which means that weakness is related to the role. So some people do it, some of the activities effortlessly. Some people find it difficult. The same activity, they find it very difficult, which means that, yes, whether it is due to lack of knowledge, whether it is due to lack of practice, whether it is due to lack of talent, whether it is due to lack of technology, whether it is due to lack of mindset, whether it is due to lack of attitude. If you're able to identify with this weakness with respect to role is due to what, definitely any weakness can be converted into strength. Any weakness can be converted into the strength. No issues at all. Now coming to the third level. So first level, developing the competency. Second level, strengthen the strength. Now the third level is becoming the personal mastery. So what is a personal mastery is there? It's the process of continuously focusing and refocusing on which is important to you. So what do you want to achieve on daily basis? What do you want to achieve today? So you are focusing and refocusing on the activity which you want to do that. It's very difficult to attain this level. That's why I put it in the third highest level. So you have to come across developing the competency. You have to strengthen your strength. Then only you can able to attain the personal mastery. So continuously focusing and refocusing on what you want is very, very difficult, highest level. So that is a personal mastery, right? So personal mastery goes beyond this competency, but it's basically on these 6 attributes, namely knowledge, skill, talent, attitude, technology, and mindset. So unless you're strong enough on these 6 attributes, you cannot develop competency, you cannot strengthen your strength, you cannot attain your personal mastery. And ability to focus on ultimate intrinsic desire. That's why I'm taking that competency is the desire, intrinsic desire to get the things done. So even you want to achieve your learning goals also, it's very, very important on that, right? And personal mastery suggests a special level of proficiency in every aspect of your life, even personal life as well as in the professional life, right? So try to achieve the personal mastery when you are traveling towards 2030. And the first attaining the personal mastery, there are 2 levels are there. The first level is you are continuously clarifying which is important to you, which is significant to you, which is relevant to you. That's why focus and refocus on which is important to you, which is relevant to you, which is significant to you. This is the first level. Second level is you have to take action on which is important to you, which is relevant to you, which is significant to you. So first you have to identify which is relevant, which is you have the ability to differentiate between the which is important to you, which is unimportant, which is significant, which is insignificant, which is relevant, which is irrelevant. Second level, you have to take action on which is important to you. That's very important. If you don't take action, there is no use at all. So for that, you have the ability to clearly understanding what is the current reality. So understanding the current reality is more important than that. Then only you can able to start your personal mastery. So when you go, what is the current reality? Say for example, when students are moving from second semester to third semester, when you go to the third semester class, what is your assumption? We assume that all the students cleared all the papers in the first semester and second semester. Now they are ready for the third semester subject. That is the assumption we are going. But what's the current reality? Current reality is not that. It's not that. We need to check up. So the assessing the current reality, one of the topmost skill you have to develop on that. So that is the personal mastery. So again, it's based upon your knowledge, skill, the 6 attributes are there. Okay. So personal mastery, the people having the high levels of professional mastery are more committed, they are more initiative, self-initiative, they have a broader and deeper sense of responsibility in their work, and they learn very fast. They learn very fast. Okay. So thank you very much. These are the books I am just showing reference. This is one, this is a mindset. I referred this book. And First to break all the rules is another book I referred, what are the subject we discussed. And another book is Good to Great by Jim Collins. We discussed about that. And one other important book, this is one is Fifth Discipline by Peter Senge. This around 456 weeks. I love these weeks. I want every year once I want to read this book.
Video stop.
And this another book is this Now Discover Your Strength. Strength and the strength. I'm talking about what is the strength. There are 36 type of strength is discussed in this book. You can able to read this book. And finally, this is the book called The Execution by Larry Bossidy. So these are the books I referred, whatever the point we discussed so far on it. Okay. So thank you very much. I wish every participants to attain this teaching competency and developing their educational leadership by developing their strength, developing the competency, strengthen their strength, and attain their personal mastery. Thank you very much. I love any questions. I love to answer some questions.
Thank you, sir. Nice presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Nice presentation.
sir,
Yes, sir.
personal mastery is one of the most essential leadership skill, one kind of process.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, you are correct.
Excuse me, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes. Very good evening, please.
So what is the last book that you suggested, sir? Excellent.
Execution. You're talking about execution.
Execution in discipline, sir.
No. Execution, how to get the things done in any organization.
Okay, sir. Fine, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, it was really a good presentation, sir.
Thank you,
Very
madam.
informative and interactive session, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So there
Thanks a lot, sir.
So there
Yeah,
was
yes, sir.
a question in the chat box.
Yes, madam. Please.
Competency refer to the measurable knowledge, skill, mindset, attitude, which are critical to successful job performance.
All the 6 attributes. That is why I put the multiplication factor. The important in this mathematical equation, I put it competency equals knowledge multiplication by skill multiplication by talent. So multiplication factor is all the 6 are equally important. If you have any one becomes 0, rest of the things, if you have highest level, there is no use of.
One more question, can you differentiate
Yes,
competence and talent?
The talent is part of the competence. Talent is part of the competence. So talent, if you ask me that, if you complete any work, after completion of the work, do you have this some kind of satisfaction? That is your talent. And your subconscious mind is always longing for the same activity you want to repeat. Your subconscious mind is longing for the next opportunity to do the same activity. That kind of activity, we call it as the talent.
For participant asks, sir, what's your opinion about E is equal to MC square?
It is irrelevant to this contest.
Sir,
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
sir, Thirumaran from Sri Venkateshwara College.
tell me, sir.
Are you audible, sir?
I am listening, sir. Please tell me.
Sir, at the aged, that is after 50 years, definitely our body strength, mind power, everything will automatically reduce because it is quite natural. Can you suggest any method of exercise or yoga so that
Sir,
we
the
can?
statement, the statement you told that after 50 years my energy is level, it's a fixed mindset. The statement is there. It is not like that. Do you know one professor? Do you know one professor has retired from India, 65 years age, went to US, joined as a visiting professor. At the age of 92, he got the Nobel Prize.
Okay.
Then it is a fixed mindset. It's a fixed mindset.
Fixed mindset.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Please, sir. Any other questions, please? Okay, ma'am, you can close it, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. I
Thank
would
you,
like to express my gratitude to all of you for your active participation and engagement throughout this faculty development program. Thank you for your talk on all essential quantities for effective teaching in current era. I was particularly inspired by your discussion that this technology is a powerful tool that can be used to enhance teaching competence and for teacher to be a lifelong learners. I assure that we continue to work hard to develop our skill and knowledge so that I can be the best. So I am
Yes.
confident that your talk will help us to become more effective teacher. Thank you for sharing your insight with us, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Very kind of
sir.
you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Once
Really,
again-
your words actually give encourage us to increase our knowledge and method of teaching and how to improve our efficiency.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you,
our
sir.
profession is a yes, sir. Our profession is a teaching profession. So we should gain knowledge every day to update the latest to update our knowledge, particularly in our field of physics. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Once again, I thank all the participants and faculty for take your time and make today's session a successful one. Thank you all. Dear participant, feedback link is posted in chat box. Kindly share your valuable thoughts.
We have session tomorrow, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am. Yes,
yes,
yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.